Today we are watching the cautionary tale of why you don't feed bears and then leave them alone through a desolate winter, because they will then turn on humanity and swear revenge against you and humanity and go around killing people with machetes and knives and anything else they can get their hands on. That's right, it's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It also stars Piglet. Now, this movie starts out telling the tale of how Christopher Robin made friends with them and would bring them food, but then Christopher Robin went out to be a doctor, leaving them through a desolate winter where they ate Eeyore and then turned on humanity, swearing to never talk again and hating Christopher Robin. And then we go back to Christopher Robin coming back to Hundred Acre Woods after becoming a doctor with his wife, Mary, to come back and show her Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Al, Rabbit. And he doesn't know Eeyore's dead yet, so he wants to show her Eeyore. So Eeyore is dead, not knowing that they've turned their backs on humanity and want to kill him. Mary doesn't believe they exist, but as she'll soon find out, they very much do exist. So they're going through, and Christopher Robin notices something's wrong. There's blood in places there shouldn't be blood in, and there's not blood in places there should be blood in. So they go to the old house, and they find a wanted poster for Christopher Robin. And then they hide as someone's coming. They soon try to escape, but Piglet catches them and strangles Mary with his chain. Piglet has a chain in this movie. I wonder if he has a bicycle, too. With Christopher Robin begging him not to. Then Christopher Robin is caught by Eeyore and by Winnie the Pooh and Piglet and taken prisoner, where he will be tortured throughout this movie. Then we meet our main heroine, Maria, who is seeing a therapist, as all good people see at one point or another in their lives, about an incident that we will learn about later, but I will tell you about it now. A man was peeping on her and broke into her home at one point and tried to undress her. He was arrested, or we assume he was arrested. We know they got his laptop, so we're assuming this guy was arrested at some point. So yes, and now she is frightened to leave her house. The therapist recommends a vacation in the woods. Now, of course, for some reason, she picks 100 Acre Woods. And she goes on vacation, stopping at an old gas station, which she proceeds to break into. Well, she doesn't really break into it. The door is slightly open, and she goes looking for people. To which the man tells her the pumps don't work. And he goes 2 miles up the road. I don't know why he's still at the gas station if he doesn't do service jobs and the pumps don't work. Guess he's just hanging around his old gas station, seeing if there are any ghosts there. Hanging out with the ghosts, having tea parties with the ghosts, drinking beer with the ghosts, having pizza with the ghosts. So she arrives at the house with her friends. So her run friend is running 2 hours late. And they all agree to give up their cell phones. And the lesbian couple with them, the one lesbian arranges roses in the bedroom for her and her mate, which the lesbian mate does not really like. We then go to her friend who's lost and finds a spot for 100 Acre Woods and is proceeding to call when Winnie the Pooh finds her and chases her down to an old, I think it's a meatpacking plant. I'm not really sure what it is. Some industrial place. And kills her, ripping her shirt off in the process, giving us our only boobs of the movie. but any boobs are better than no boobs. And then throws her through, I'm not sure if it's a wood chipper or if it's a meat chipper. But either way, she's a hot chick and she's dead. One of the hottest chicks in the movie, they kill off. We then go back to Maria, who tells her friends what happened to her. And the Instagram star who steals her phone to get in that hot tub and take pictures. She notices a strange person, Winnie the Pooh, in one of her pictures and turns on the light, but then ignores it. And this is the scene we see in the trailer where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are marching up to someone in a hot tub. A scene that will live in the infamy of film as they abduct this woman, tie her down, and run over her head with a car. I don't know where Winnie the Pooh got a driver's license. I don't know where Winnie the Pooh learned to drive a car at. But apparently some point in the years where Christopher Robin left, and they ate Eeyore, and Winnie the Pooh became a homicidal maniac, he got a driver's license and learned to drive a car. Now, apparently that was just to kill people, but apparently there's a homicidal driving school somewhere in England. This is probably the best kill of the movie. Now, there are other good kills in the movie, but this is probably the best. Now, they hear a scream, so they all come running to see what happened, and they notice the woman dead. And then they notice, "Get out," wrote on the windows. So they all go to grab a weapon. Of course, no one calls 911. So then they see Winnie the Pooh. And I think they see Piglet. I'm not real sure. But I know they see Winnie the Pooh's trying to break into the house. Our main hero, Maria, tells Jessica, the hot chick with the glasses, that she has a gun. Now, in England, it's very hard to get a gun because you got to go through a bunch of permits. But she apparently did it and got a gun. So she has a gun. The other chicks have a knife. And they go to try to close the pool room door, where Piglet finds them and knocks the one chick down, and the other chick falls in the pool. But then she calls Piglet a freak before Piglet can kill the chick knocked Alice, who was knocked down. And Piglet goes after her in the pool and smashes her head with a sledgehammer. And then Winnie the Pooh and Piglet take Alice, with Maria and Jessica following shortly behind. Now here we go. They tie down Alice at the Winnie the Pooh camp, Winnie the Pooh home, wherever they live in the 100-acre woods. They tie her down. And they plan to eat Alice, but first they have to tenderize the meat by Winnie the Pooh slapping the shit out of Alice. But Jessica and Maria find her and free her. But Maria's like, "We have to free other people who are here too." But Jessica and Alice are like, "No, we just have to go." But Maria wins out because she's got the gun. And so they free Christopher Robin and this other chick who's been gored to hell by Piglet. When the other chick who's been gored to hell by Piglet sees herself in the mirror, she grabs the gun and says, "I'm going to go fight Piglet and Pooh." Now, I don't know at this point why Jessica, Alice, and Maria don't just hightail it, because that's what I would have done. I would have just said, "Fine, you want to fight them? I'm leaving." But they don't. They stick around to watch the fight. So she calls out Piglet and fires the gun and then aims the gun at Piglet, and the gun jams. Because always in horror movies, when you're trying to shoot the bad guy with a gun, the gun either jams or they're Jason, and you can shoot him 50 times and Jason doesn't die. I mean, Jason never dies. You can blow off his head and he doesn't die. He'll just grow a new head. So Winnie the Pooh takes the chick down, and they pour honey on her head, and Piglet eats her head. Well, eats her face. Now, this would be a great kill in the movie, and is a great kill, but the only thing keeping it from being the best kill is we don't get to see the actual face after it's eaten. That's what keeps it from being the best kill. So then Maria and Jessica take off running, but Alice grabs the sledgehammer and takes out Piglet. And then Pooh is chasing Jessica and Maria, but Alice has Piglet chained up and beats the crap out of him with a sledgehammer and kills him with a sledgehammer. At which point Pooh hears his squealing and comes back and shoves a machete through Alice's mouth, hitting her to a board. Once again, good kill. This movie's got a lot of good kills in it. For some reason, Jessica and Maria come back to see this. These two have never apparently watched a horror movie. So they run again, and Winnie the Pooh's still chasing them. When they run into the road and find the gas station attendant driving down the street in his truck with his redneck buddies. Yes, there are rednecks in England. And they're like, we'll take care of this. So they get all the weapons that they're somehow carrying in their car out, and they're like, we're going to take care of this Pooh guy. And so they're beating him. And Winnie the Pooh just like, nope. He just does like Michael Myers did in Halloween Kills, and just takes them all out barehanded. Just wrecks everybody's day. But Maria gets the car started and runs over Pooh, who proceeds to then climb on their truck. But quick brake job, and Pooh's on the ground. But Maria's on the steering wheel with a concussion and her face split open. While Pooh grabs Jessica, pulls her out of the van, rips her head off, and throws it back onto the truck. Maria tries to escape, but Pooh grabs her and has a knife, which I guess he pulled out of his ass, and he's going to stab her. When all of a sudden Christopher Robin in his car comes barreling in and hits Pooh. Now you think Pooh is dead, but there's still like 15 minutes left in the damn movie. So Christopher Robin tries to help Maria up, but then Pooh wakes up. And he just pushes the cars apart with his great Pooh strength. Because Winnie the Pooh has added strength because he's supernatural bear. Oh, by the way, one of the guys he killed that tried to beat him, he's sick bees on. So Winnie the Pooh is apparently supernatural. And goes after Christopher Robin and Maria. And Maria, he slits her throat and says his only line in the movie, no. And it ends with Winnie the Pooh chasing Christopher Robin with Christopher Robin running into the 100-acre woods, and Winnie the Pooh stabbing the shit out of Maria's head. And now we're ready for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. I guess we're getting Rabbit in this one. And Christopher Robin, I hope they beat him some more. This is a great movie. It reminds me of an old school Jason movie where the villains don't really talk and they've just got a grudge against society. They just hate everybody. And so they just want to kill everybody. And it's just a simple story. It's not complicated. There's not a lot of jokes in it. It just reminds me of that old school 80s Jason movie. There's boobs, there's blood, there's great kills, and the enemy just wants to hurt everybody. And he doesn't talk. He doesn't give there's not a lot of great speeches. There's not a lot of great background. I mean, there's background for the enemy, but there's not a lot of, great. He's not a great. He's not giving a lot of great dialogue. He's just hurting people. It's a great. It reminds me of a great '80s Jason movie. So I give it 12 out of 10 stars. Great movie. Check it out. It's on Peacock. Probably when it's run on Peacock is done, it'll probably go to Amazon for free. It'll probably go to Prime for free. Next movie, we jump back into Universal horror movies. We're going for Dracula, the movie that made Bela Lugosi a star and also made him star in just about every other movie starring a vampire. Made him star as a vampire in just about every other movie, which he probably regretted doing. So check us out next week, Dracula, and check out Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's on Peacock. Once again, remind me of a great old school Jason movie, like parts 1 through 5, 1 through 4. Just he hates the world. See you next week.